of ruins.
That's Nigel Livingston there from County Cavan with The Comfort of Our Wings. Now, I've been joined in the studio by my very special guest on the green fields of Ireland today, Marian Waldron. But before I talk to her, let's have a listen to one of the tracks off her brand new album, an excellent album it is indeed. And here's a lovely version indeed of The Fields of Athenry, Marian Waldron.
By lonely prison wall, I heard a young girl calling. Michael, they have taken you away, for you stole Trevelyan's corn, so the young might see the morn. Now a prison ship lies waiting in the bay. Low lie the fields of Athenry, where once we watched the small free birds fly. Our love was on the wing, we had dreams and songs to sing. It's so lonely round the fields of Athenry. By lonely prison wall, I heard a young man calling. Nothing matters, Mary, when you're free. Against the famine and the crown, I rebelled and they cut me down. Now you must raise our child with dignity. Low lie the fields of Athenry, where once we watched the small free birds fly. Our love was on the wing, we had dreams and songs to sing. It's so lonely round the fields of Athenry. By lonely harbor wall, she watched the last star falling, as the prison ship sailed out against the sky. For she lived in hope and prayed for her love in Botany Bay. It's so lonely round the fields of Athenry. Low lie the fields of Athenry, where once we watched the small free birds fly. Our love was on the wing, we had dreams and songs to sing. It's so lonely round the fields of Athenry. It's so lonely round those fields of Athenry. Athen Rye.
Beautiful version there of the Fields of Athenry. I often call that our second national anthem here. It's sung at all the big sporting events and at the end of big nights. And that came from Marian Waldron, who's my guest in the studio this evening. You're very welcome to the Greenfields of Ireland, Marian.
Thank you very much, Michael, for having me. Yeah, it's lovely to be here in Callow.
Yeah.
Beautiful part of the country.
You found us all right anyway.
We did. It's been a busy day of promoting, but yes, you're the last one of the day, but the best one of the day, maybe.
In fact, you've had a very busy week, haven't you?
Yeah, it's been a busy and good week, Michael, promoting the album up and down the country and doing different radio interviews and gigs and things.
So it's been a nice mix for the
week. It has, yeah. It's been great to get feedback about the album and people liking it. Thank God.
Well, it's a lovely album indeed, I have to say, and I've been playing it this last while since you sent it to me.
Thank you very much.
Now, you're no stranger to a radio studio because, of course, over in Manchester, where you're based, you've been involved in radio work and indeed TV work for some time, haven't you?
Yeah, I was in and out of radio really for past 25 years.
Right.
First radio station was set up with Alan Keegan at the helm, that was Manchester Irish Radio. Mm-hmm. We did Manchester Irish Festival Radio and Full Irish and Out and About Radio. Yeah. So I've always I've loved radio. It's always been an Irish radio as well, or Irish country. Yeah, I did a BBC country show as well. So there's always been that connection. Then the last few years I was involved with Irish TV.
Yes.
Before its sad demise, that is, in December. Yeah. There's always been a connection.
So you've been there, done it, and got quite a few T-shirts as well.
Yeah, done the graveyard shift, Michael.
Yeah, been there, yes.
Yeah.
Well, I say it's great to see you, and as you say, you've been very, very busy this week. And what has the reaction been to the album all around?
Really, it's been great. A real surprise because when I launched it in March. We launched it at the Manchester Irish Festival and on Martin and Annette Logan's radio show in Manchester. Yeah. And I was really surprised in a really good way how lovely the comments were and the feedback and it's been something that's been in my mind since I was a child to do, and I never did it. You kind of one thing and another, life gets in the way, or you stop yourself from doing it. And then I got to a point just before Christmas last year, and I thought, well, if I don't do it now, I'm never going to do it.
That's right, take the plunge.
So, it was one of them. I didn't want to have the regret later in life that I never did it or didn't try, because people are always asking me, are you ever going to do an album? Are you going to do an album? And I went and I just went ahead and took the bull by the horns, so to speak, and did
why
it.
Not? Yeah. But you've been singing a long time, haven't you? Would you like to tell us how you first became interested in music and singing, and where did it all start for you?
Really, Michael, because there was always music in the house. So I remember as a kid listening to Rhinestone Cowboy, loving that song, and the Cliffs of Dunedin, and so I grew up listening to all the old artists.
Yeah, who were the artists on the Irish scene that would have influenced you in your early days?
Listening wise, there was Margot, Big Tom, Philomena Begley, Susan McCann. I remember meeting Susan McCann when I lived in New York, and there was only me that knew who she was when she walked in. I was working in a bar at the time, and in walked Susan McCann, and I was that excited because it was Susan McCann, and we used to go to all her shows and dances and everything.
I thought you were going to say then, I was so excited I couldn't remember her name.
No, I could, but nobody else in the place knew who she was. Yeah. So when I went up to her and I said, it's Susan McCann, she was as shocked that I knew who she was, and she gave me tickets to go and see her in Yonkers that night. She had a show in Yonkers. Yeah. And growing up wise, there was always music, and Two's Company, actually, I remember.
Mary Darcy and Aileen.
Yeah. Do you remember my aunt used to play them in the car? And of course, Johnny McAvoy, I loved all his stuff.
I grew up on Johnny as well.
Yeah, I loved that.
Yeah. I asked you that question because it's a question I very often ask guests who come in and join me on the programme. Indeed, I've asked it on my television program that's running at the moment, what were your early influences? And it's nearly always the same list of artists.
Same list, yeah.
And so often people say to me, well, actually, my father had it on in the car, stereo or whatever.
Yeah, it's
and
true.
It's,
You know, all the trips to Ireland, you know, because it was always Irish music in the car or in the house. So it was a long journey back then from Manchester to Holyhead and Holyhead, Dublin down.
Yeah,
We didn't have the roads
been
that
there,
were now.
yeah.
Or we could via Liverpool, it'd be 12-hour sailing. And,
overnight,
that's 3 or
yeah.
4 times a year. So,
Yeah.
and then, of course, here, all the cousins would be together in the summer and aunts and uncles, and there'd always be a sing-song back at my grandmother's in Lahadon and up till all hours of the night. And, as it was there were good times.
Yeah. Well, you're in your home counties, so to speak, County
Mayo.
Mayo. Your parents are from, again?
My father is Ballyhonus, and my mother is Lahadon.
Lahadon, yes, a famous village with its Titanic
Village, which
connections.
features in the video Isle of Hope.
That's right.
Because we filmed all of Isle of Hope around County Mayo. 200 miles of footage in the video of various parts of Mayo. Which has been really lovely for people to see, and people that haven't maybe been home for a long time. And,
with beautiful scenery.
Yeah,
here.
it is. It's stunning.
Yeah,
absolutely.
And we
stunning.
have our part of the Wild Atlantic Way as well.
Indeed. And so people have loved seeing that from America, Australia, all over England and
That's
Ireland,
right.
and the Mayo Tourism Board, they've loved it as well.
Yes.
So it's promoting Mayo at the end of the day.
Of course, yeah. So. I've got a couple of messages. One in from one of our very regular listeners, Kathy Paradise, who tunes in to us in Rhode Island in the US of A. She says hello to you.
Oh, hello, Kathy.
And she'd like to hear your song, Isle of Hope, Isle of Tears.
That's fantastic.
And I also
glad she likes it.
Yeah, and I also have a greeting for you from another regular listener to ICMR, Catherine, who's in Omagh in County Tyrone. She wants to say hello as well.
Oh, hello, Catherine.
So
Is it Catherine McGaughy?
Catherine McGaughy,
Catherine McGaughy, yeah. Thanks very much. She's great, Catherine.
Yeah.
She does a lot of promoting, and she likes the album. So thanks very much, Catherine.
Yeah. Well, there, listeners. If you'd like to send a greeting to Marian, feel free to do so. You can do that via the red button on the homepage of our website, or you can email me at icmrrequests@gmail.com. Contact me via Facebook if you wish, or you can send a greeting from the ICMR app if you have it on your phone. Anyway, let's have a listen to Marian now, and Isle of Hope, Isle of Tears.
On the first day of January 1892, they opened Ellis Island and they let the people through. And first across the threshold of that Isle of Hope and Tears was Annie Moore from Ireland, who was all of 15 years. Isle of Hope, Isle of Tears, Isle of Freedom, Isle of Fears. But it's not the isle you left behind, that Isle of hunger, Isle of pain, Isle you'll never see again. But the Isle of home is always on your mind. In a little bag she carried all her past and history, and her dreams for the future in the land of liberty. And courage is the passport when your old world disappears. But there's no future in the past, or when you're only 15 years. Isle of Hope, Isle of Tears, Isle of Freedom, Isle of Fears. But it's not the isle you left behind, that Isle of hunger, Isle of pain, Isle you'll never see again. But the Isle they closed down Ellis Island in 1943. 17 million people had come there for sanctuary. And in springtime when I came here and I stepped onto its piers, I thought of how it must have been when you're only 15 years. I love hope, I love tears, I love freedom, I love fears, but it's not the isle you left behind that I love. Hunger, I love pain, isle you'll never see again, but the Isle of Home is always on your mind. I love hope, I love tears, I love freedom, I love fears, but it's not the Isle you left behind that I love. Hunger, I love pain, Isle you'll never see again, but the Isle of Home is always on your mind. But the Isle of Home is always on your mind.
Beautiful song indeed. Isle of Hope, Isle of Tears, sung for us there by my guest in the studio this evening, Marian Waldron. That's a beautiful song, Marian, isn't it?
It's a really emotional
Every song tells a
Michael.
story.
Yeah, it does tell a story, and I know it's been covered in the past, but hopefully Stephen Smith, who produced the album and
great
arranged
producer.
it with me,
Yeah.
we really wanted to put my own stamp on it and make it different, really.
Yeah.
And I had my aunt in mind with this song, 'cause she
Yeah.
was 15 when she
Yeah.
left Lahazon and went to New York.
Yes.
And all the rest of the family was still here or in England, so she was there on her own, bless her.
Yeah, it's always good when you can relate to a song with your own story behind it and get a little bit more out of the song.
Yeah, I think anybody who's ever left home, Michael, whether they're an Irish immigrant or any immigrant really, leaving home, it strikes a chord in them for how they think of it. And the first time I sang it in public at the Manchester Irish Festival, the launch, I sang that song and most of the audience were just crying.
Yeah,
you know,
that's a great song, yeah.
because it
tugs at the heartstrings, yeah.
Indeed, and then, you know, when you see the video, and it brings back home to them, and because everybody at that time would have left a cottage like that we filmed it around, and you know,
brings back memories.
Yeah,
no, it's a good choice.
Bittersweet tears, if you like. Yeah,
good choice of song.
Thank you.
And did I see that you've been back in the recording studio again?
Yeah, so we're there this week. As you said, it's been a busy week. So 2 days in the studio this week with Stephen at Lockside Studios in Portaferry. And we were working hard, working on a new single that's going to be coming out in the near future, and another album later on in the year.
Yeah,
so
that's good. You'll have to make sure you send those on to us.
I will indeed, Michael. Yeah,
and, you've been fabulous support. Thank you very much.
Well, our pleasure, for your pleasure, and the listeners' pleasure.
Yeah, thank you.
Now, your early singing, was it all ballads and country music, or did you get involved in any other type of music?
I did, yeah. When as I got older, I did guest singing with various different Irish bands through the years, and then I did actually join 2 different type of bands. One was we did sort of covers and original stuff, and then I was in a blues band as well. So it was really different mix of music, but it was good variation of stuff for me. And then when I went to America, really, that's when it kind of my singing took off a bit more over there, took a bit of a hold.
Was that many years ago or more recently? Or
probably too many I should be mentioning to you, Michael. You know, I was in my 20s, put it that way.
Yeah.
A few years ago, not that many.
Yeah.
And it happened as a fluke, to be honest. I didn't plan it. The bar I was telling you I worked in, I was a terrible waitress, by the way. And, probably worse. It was probably my worst job, but it was an Irish-American restaurant bar, and I started helping out on the karaoke. And then, anyway, this particular night, this guy came in and heard me singing. He had a music company and asked me would I go and work with him. So I did, and it kind of snowballed from there, really.
As they say, you never looked back since then.
Well, I did. I should have. I thought I was going to stay in America, but I was invited to leave, shall we say? And,
encouraged. That sounds like another story.
It was. Thank God Trump wasn't around. That's all I can say. So much to my mother's pleasure, I ended up coming home, and that's how I ended up getting involved with the radio, and life took a different turn altogether. Really.
Yeah.
But here we are, all these years later. I finally did it. Really.
I can tell from talking to you that you really enjoy the radio work and the TV work, and now your musical career.
Yeah, I did really enjoy that, and even though eventually, sort of a couple of years ago, it progressed and I was asked to do Irish TV, which was a huge honour. Out of everybody in the UK, I was approached to be a presenter alongside Martin Logan, and I did love that. But you've got a passion. Your passion is. I did love radio. I love live radio.
Yeah, it's a great medium, isn't it?
It is. Yeah, absolutely. And it's far fetching, as you said. It's the you've got internet now. You're all over the world.
That's right. Yeah, the world's a smaller place now.
It is. Yeah, and but the singing as well. Those two, I would say, are definitely my passions. Yeah.
Now let's take another song from the album. Now, this one I particularly like, Gypsy Joe.
Gypsy Joe
and Me.
Yeah,
there we go.
You.
Slept in the rail yard or camped by the river banks. Fed ourselves from the fruit of the land and quenched our thirst with rain. We never did allow no roots to grow beneath our feet. Life just had no pattern for Gypsy Joe and me. Oh, we had was each other and the rags upon our backs. The closest thing to a home we knew was some abandoned shack. But we had all we wanted and the rest we didn't need. Life was free and simple for Gypsy Joe and me. Now Gypsy was my little dog I found by the road in the ditch. So I named him Gypsy, 'cause that name just seemed to fit. And Joey was my man, yes, the flower of my soul. Though he never said he loved me, I just always seemed to know. While standing by the highway, thumbing for a ride, the speeding wheels of a passing car took Gypsy's life. I lost him where I found him, and his loss was misery. Now there's no more Gypsy, there's just Joe and me. Well, the winter came and the snow did fall, and the night was cold and still. The rags we wore were not enough, Joey caught a chill, and he told me how he loved me. In my arms he went to sleep, and now there's no more Gypsy, no more Joe, there's just me. While standing on the edge of this bridge, looking down, I can see the face of Joe and Gypsy looking up at me. And somewhere in the distance I can hear them calling me. Tonight we'll be together again, Gypsy Joe and me. Yes, tonight we'll be together again, Gypsy Joe and me.
Gypsy Joe and Me, song written by Dolly Parton, recorded by one or two artists, but a lovely version there indeed from Marian Waldron, my guest today, taken from her current album, which is entitled With You. Now, the messages have been coming in. In fact, I have another one in from Catherine Gawhey in Oma. Michael, tell Marian her new song is great. There we go.
Thank you, Catherine. Thank you very much.
And I have a message from Marian Kelleher, who the message is, I've just tuned in today for the first time from Albany, New York, and thoroughly enjoying your show and this wonderful artist. There you go. And it's the first time I've heard Isle of Tears. Beautiful. Kindest regards to you both. And that's from Mary Ellen Keller. Well, thanks for that lovely message.
I've been up in Albany. And, I've been up in Albany and in the Catskills, so my aunt and uncle are up there.
Yeah, I've been to Albany as well.
And I've sang in the Catskills as well.
Yeah, well, there we are.
Yeah,
maybe paths have crossed at some stage.
Yeah, so I really hope you're enjoying Michael's show and the CD. Yeah.
Thanks for that, Mary Ellen. Thanks for tuning in, and we look forward to having your company again in the green fields of Ireland here on ICMR. And I think you've had a message as well, haven't you?
Yeah. Somebody from Boston has sent a message.
Do you want to share it with
America? Granny Lyons in Boston. She's asked me when the albums are going to be going out there. Well, we'll try. You'll have to get a promoter.
You'll have to
maybe
charter a plane.
Bridget Bracey could be the East Coast promoter. We've got Mary Moore, and is this the West Coast one here?
Well, there we are. Well, I'm sure your album would do very well in the States.
Thank you, Martin.
Well, we're getting very close to the end of this little chat today, and I'm really delighted that you could spare the time because you have had a very busy week.
No, I'm delighted we've got here. Yeah, it's lovely to meet you, put a face to the name, and for you to have us on the show. Thank you very much.
Is there anybody you'd like to say a big hi to while you're here?
Well, it's great that there's some American listeners listening in. That's fantastic because we have a lot of family in America, so it's lovely that they're listening in. So hello to any of the family that are listening in, and to your listeners, everybody in Manchester and England, and in Ireland and Mayo. Thank you very much for your support and listening.
You're very welcome. Well, just before we finish, would you like to pick out one more song from the album that we'll have a listen to?
I think I'll pick Long, Long Before Your Time.
That's a great number.
A lovely song from Johnny McAvoy, who I always loved listening to, and I don't think it's been... I was told anyway that it's not been covered by a female singer before, so... But again, something I've grown up with, and that my uncles always used to love singing. So yeah, Long, Long Before Your Time, Michael.
Okay, we'll get that set up. Well, Marian, thanks for coming in to see us.
Thank you very much, Michael.
Hope you enjoyed taking part in the programme.
Indeed, yeah, I have indeed. Thank you.
And can we wish you all the very best with your musical career?
Yes.
And of course your career in radio and TV as well. And do come back and see us again.
Will do. Yeah, the Gypsy Joe and Me, we've got a new video coming out soon, filming that this week.
Okay, we'll look out for that.
And if anybody would like the album, you can either download it online or it's available in Downtown Records in Mayo and lots of other retail outlets. It's available. The list is on Facebook.
Well, there we are, listeners. That's how you can get it.
Thanks
again, Marian, and we'll go out now with Long, Long Before Your Time from Marian Waldron.
You ask me why I look so sad on this bright